Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Bond Yasha Allah coming out of Jacksonville, Florida. Right back at you with another lesson, all right? Want to give a double honors to the apostles of great millstone, salutations to the Akim, Outwalk, and children, right, focus of the earth. That's how I pushing this truth and sincerity. Right, I want to give a double honors to Apostle Harold that taught me this truth when I first came in as well. Okay, pieces and blessings to the ones that's listening, tuning in, and as I, really diligently seeking the Lord while He may be found, right? And also the speckled bird, right? And the hopeful elect that's out there that's listening as well, you know what I'm saying? That's trying to, really obtain this knowledge and wisdom of this truth, okay? All right, but I got a quick lesson, This is 1 Corinthians chapter 5, right? It says, I'm going to start at verse 6. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6, right? It says, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven the whole lump? Verse 7, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us, right? Because Yahushua was the ultimate sacrifice for the children of Israel, right? So we supposed to be putting off that old person and putting on that new person, all right? Becoming a new creature when we come into the faith and we come into the doctrine and knowledge and understanding and His wisdom, right? It says, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us, right? Verse 8, therefore let us keep the feast, right? When the Passover come over, you know what I'm saying, brothers, they get the lamb, right? You get your bread, and you eat, you know what I'm saying, on the Passover. We celebrate the Passover, right? You eat it in haste, you know what I'm saying, because, the Lord was a ultimate sacrifice for the children of Israel, right? Putting out that old leaven, getting all that unleavened bread out of your house, right? So it's the same thing with the spirit, though. You're supposed to be getting rid of that old, mentality, right? As you was in the world. Like if you was a person who get offended quick, you know what I'm saying, and be, ready to jump at a brother, right? You know what I'm saying, because you offended. You ain't supposed to be in that type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be in the spirit, right, of Yahushua, right? Moving in the righteous mindset, right? Not being angry, you know what I'm saying? Quit the anger, so to say, you know what I'm saying? It says, therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread or sincerity and truth. Verse 9, I wrote unto you an epistle, right, not to company with fornicators. Verse 10, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. Verse 11, but now I have written unto you not to keep company, if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such a one, no, not to eat, right? Most I saying not to eat with those people, right? For what have I do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? But them that are without, Yahweh judgeth. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person, right? So get that person, out of your house, right? You know what I'm saying? The Most I say, don't even keep company with people that's like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Shalaki. Let's go to right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, right? Let's go back to chapter 6, right? Right? Because, brothers got a thing to where, like, they go off on their own vain opinions about an individual, right? Or they speak, communication, right? So to say that's not 100% accurate, right? They speak off of how they feel, so to say, and not according to, facts or speaking onto what's really true, This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, right? And I'm going to start at verse 5. It say, I speak to your shame. Is it so that there is not a wise man amongst you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brother, right? Verse 6, but brother, go to the law with brother, and that before the unbelievers, right? Because you're supposed to be going to the law, right? If you was to judge a brother, you're supposed to be going to the law. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 7, now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to the law one with another, right? So that, hey, it must be a fault, right, between, you two brothers, right? because you go to the law with one another, right? Why do you not rather take wrong, right? Why do you not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded, right? Verse 8, nay, you do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren, right? Verse 9, it say, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of heaven, right? With the kingdom of the Most High, right? It says, and such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, and by the Spirit of our God, Khan, right? So, you know what I'm saying? If you basically, you was washed by what? You was washed by this word, man, right? You was washed by the Spirit of truth, man. When you came into this knowledge and wisdom, you was washed, you was purified all over again. You know what I'm saying? So it says, verse 12, it say, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I would not be brought under the power of any, right? It says meats for the belly and the belly for the meats, and Yahweh shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body, right? Because the Most High is in control of your spirit and your temple, right? How you move, how you react, what you say, right? The scripture says it's not what goes into a man that defile a man, it's what comes out of the mouth of a man that defile a man, right? It says, verse 14, and Yahweh have both raised up the Lord and will also raise up us by his own power, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we all supposed to be part of the body, man, part of the faith. You know what I'm saying? If you part of the faith, the Most High say he's going to raise you up, in these last days, man. All right, but if you got a fault against another brother, hey, the scripture say you're supposed to go to the law, right? Or call counsel, right? With what? 1 or 2 or 3 or more witnesses supposed to be put in the midst if you have an issue with somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is Shalaki. This is 1 Peter, right? This is 1 Peter chapter 2, right? And I'm gonna start at verse, right? I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a particular people, that ye shall show forth the praise of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, right? Because you was once in the world, right, doing the wicked things that you were doing when you was in the world, not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, right? You was once in the world, right? But when you got into this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, when you got the truth, right, you became part of that light, right? You became part of the body, right? It says, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh, right? So the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel are now the people of the Most High, right? That's been grafted back in, right? That's being grafted back in, right? Through the Spirit, right? And the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Shah, right? And the Most High himself, right? Which is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, right? It says, but are now the people of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy, right? It says, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from filthy lusts which war against the soul, having, verse 12, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, right? Having your conversation honest among Israelites, right? That whereas they speak against you as evildoers, right? They may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify Yahweh in the day of visitation, right? It says, verse 13, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him, right? So the Most High, sent prophets, right, out into this world, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, he's going to make those prophets, right, fishermen of men, right, to bring, the hope for elect into this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, right? And also he gonna, make hunters, so to say, as well. After, the one third hope for elect, right, get grafted in fully, right, and the Most High, end up closing that door, right? But as of right now, it says, for the punishment of evildoers and for the praise of them that do it well, right? Verse 15, for so is the will of Yahweh, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, right? It says, verse 16, as free and not using your liberty, right, for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the service of Yahweh, right? So you're not supposed to be using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, right? But as the servants of Yahweh, it says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh, honor the king, right? Verse 18, servants, be subject to your masters, right? With all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward, right? It says, verse 19, for this is thankworthy if a man for conscience towards Yahweh endure grief, suffering wrongfully, right? Endure grief, right? Suffering wrongfully, right? It says, verse 20, for what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with Yahweh, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hey, if you suffering, right, you're supposed to be patiently, you know, enduring, right, long suffering, right, with Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right? Scripture say, if thou art chained unto a lower state, right, take it cheerfully, man, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you're a brother that's in this truth, right, you're supposed to love the brotherhood, right, and fear the Most High, right, and honor the King, man, right? You know what I'm saying? The scripture say, servants, be subject unto your masters with all fear, right? But not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward, right? Kind, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to my next precept. Shalaki. This is right, this is 1 John, right? Chapter 4, right? I'm gonna start at verse, right? I'm gonna start at verse 19. It says, we love him because he first loved us, right? Verse 20, if a man say, I love Yahweh and hate of his brother, he is a liar, right? For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he have not seen, right? Verse 21, this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yahweh love his brother also, man, right? The ones that's actually putting their hands to the plow, the ones that's actually out here doing the work, the ones that's actually believing in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, the ones that actually got the spirit, you know, on them to stand up, you know what I'm saying, for Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. We're not talking about brothers that's in the world that don't believe in this truth, right? That have a mindset of wickedness, all right? That wants to do what they want to do and do their own thing, right? We're talking about sincere brothers, right? That really believe in this truth, you know what I'm saying, so to say, you know? Right? And the scriptures say the Lord, you know, direct a man's step. How then can he know his own way? Right? So if the Lord direct a man's steps, hey, the Most High gonna guide that man to where he need to be at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the man, you know, is supposed to be putting his faith in Yahweh Shai for anyway, to direct his steps, man, as a man of the Lord, man. Okay? You don't supposed to be glorifying, right, in yourselves, man. It says, right, Philippians, Shalakia. Right, it's Philippians, right, chapter 2, right, and I'm going to start at verse, right, Shalaki, it's Philippians, right, I'm going to start at verse 7, this is Philippians chapter 2, verse 7, it says, but made him, Shalaki, I'm going to start at verse 6, who being in the form of Yahweh, thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahweh. Verse 7, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. Right? Verse 8, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself, and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Verse 9, wherefore Yahweh also have highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name. Right? Verse 10, that at the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. Right? It says, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, is our Lord, to the glory of our Father, man. Right? Verse 12, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. right? So you still supposed to obey these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? That was given to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, right? To make up the 12 tribes of Israel, man, right? Even if the Lord is not present, you're supposed to be still respecting him, right? Because he's the one that can give life and take away life. He's the one that created you, right? He's the one that give the increase, and he's the one that give the decrease, right? He's the one that give you the light, and he's the one that can take away the light, right? But you're not supposed to be boasting in yourself, man. It says, for it is Yahweh which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure, right? So it is Yahweh which worketh in you, right? To do of his good pleasure, man. So the Most High is that light, that's in you to do what's lawful and right, right? The Lord is supposed to direct a man's steps, man, right? It says, verse 14, do all things without murmurings and disputings. Verse 15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahweh without rebuke, in the midst of a crook and perverse generation and perverse nation, Shalakia, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, right? Because we are a holy priesthood, right? We are a holy nation, right? We're supposed to be as lights shining unto the world, man, right? But we're not supposed to be, right, glorifying in ourselves, man. Okay, this is Shalakia, right? I'm gonna start at, this is Leviticus, right? Shalakia, 1 second. This is Leviticus, right? 19, right? And I'm gonna start at verse, right? I'm gonna start at verse 16. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So you're supposed to judge your neighbor in righteousness, right? And if you got a problem with another brother, you're supposed to go to the law, right? Verse 16, thou shalt not go up and down as the talebearer among the people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord, right? Verse 17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart, right? Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him, right? Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of the people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord, man, right? So the Most High say you're supposed to love your brother, man, right? As you love yourself, man, right? You're supposed to, open rebuke is better than secret love, man, right? So at the end of the day, like I say, if a brother going off, you're supposed to go to the law. You're not supposed to be speaking up your own vain opinion or your own mind, right? You're not supposed to be doing that, right? You're supposed to be speaking on what's really truthful, right, and honest, right? You're not supposed to be having no corrupt communication coming out of your mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be judging the brother according to the law, man, right? Because what's going on in the dark gonna come to the light regardless anyway, So let's go to, this is John, right, Shalakia. 1 second. This is John chapter 7, right? I'm going to start at verse, right? I'm going to start at verse 24, right? It says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment, man. So you're not supposed to be judging according to the appearance. You're supposed to be judging according to righteous judgment, man, right? Which is according to the law. You know what I'm saying? So if if a brother, is going off according to the law, you're supposed to judge him according to the law, right? Because the scriptures say try the spirit by the spirit, whether they be of the Most High or whether they be of the world, man, or of Satan, man, right? Try the spirit by the spirit, right? Yeah, we're supposed to know a brother by the fruits of his labor, right? But we're supposed to judge by the spirit, man, not off our own vain opinion, man, or how we feel, man. Because the Most High, he's not a respecter of persons. And it's not about how we feel, man. It's about the spirit that's in you, right? Because the Lord is going to direct the man of the Lord, the whole fear elect anyway, to do his will, man. This is Ephesians. Right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, right? And I'm going to start at verse 29, right? It says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, right? To the use of edifying. Supposed to edify a brother, right? That it may minister grace unto the hearers. It's going to minister grace unto the hearers, the ones that's listening to you, right? It's gonna lighten them up, right? It's gonna take them out of that double mind, if they got a double mind, and get them back on track, right? Because it's gonna minister grace unto the hearers, man. Because it's gonna be edifying to the soul, man. All right, things that's speaking not out of corruption, right? That's speaking, out of love, right, for the people, right, for edification, right? It's gonna, that light is gonna spread through that brother, man. Right? It says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Right? Verse 30, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. Right? Verse 31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Right? With all malice. Kind. Verse 32, it says, be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh Shai, for Christ's sake, have forgiven you. Kind. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you should say, a brother trespass against you, what it say, if a brother trespass against you, right, 7 times, you're supposed to forgive him 7 times, right? You're not supposed to, belittle that brother, you know what I'm saying? Or mock at that brother or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to judge, first of all, according to the law, right? You don't supposed to be speaking on your own vain opinions, man, right? It says, Shalakia, right? So I'm about to get ready to end this, man. I'm just make this lesson short, right? This is Deuteronomy, Shalakia. This is Deuteronomy, right? I'm gonna start at verse 19, right? I'm gonna go to verse 16. Shalakia, I'm gonna go to verse 15. It says, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin, and any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Right? So if a brother sin or go off, you're supposed to have 2 or 3 more witnesses, right? It says, shall the matter be established, right? Verse 16, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, right? Verse 17, then both the man between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days, right? Verse 18, and the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, right? Verse 19, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you, right? And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. Verse 21, and thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, right? Because the Most High say vengeance is his, man, right? So, hey, you're not supposed to be bearing false witness or anything like that towards another brother, man, right? You're supposed to speak according to truth and speak according to facts, man, all right? You're not supposed to be speaking, right, out of your own vain opinion, right, or speaking evil, corrupt communication or any type of malice against another brother, right? Especially if you don't really know what's going on, So let's go to Shalaki. Let's go to Micah. All right, Shalaki. All right, 1 second. 1 second. This is Micah, chapter 2, right? I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand, right? So just because you got, right, authority or anything like that, you're not supposed to be basically, working evil, right? Against, any other brother, right? Out of spite. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. It says, Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 3, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. You know? So you're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be working evil or any type of iniquity or sin, right, up on your beds, right? Because the scriptures say, woe to them, man, right? That goes to 2/3 of our people as well, right? That's in this world, man. You're not supposed to be adding sin upon sin, right? Because you got liberty to do so, right? Because you got liberty to speak, right? You're not supposed to be letting evil, corrupt communication come out of your mouth against another brother, man. You know? You're supposed to speak to the law, according to the law, right? Not off your own vain opinion, man. You know? Hey. So let's go to Romans 14. And I'm going to end it with this. This is Romans chapter 14, right? It says, he that is weak in the faith receive of you, but not to doubtful disputations. Verse 2, for one believe that he may eat all things, another who is weak eat of herbs. Verse 3, let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for Yahweh have received him. Right? Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yea, he shall be holding up, for Yahweh is able to make him stand. And that's the whole point, man. Yahweh is able to make a servant of his stand. To do what? The works, and to do it in righteousness, right? And to do it lawfully, you know? Through the spirit, right? Of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, you're supposed to be pushing that good energy out there, man. Right? Not negative energy, man. You know? So you're supposed to keep that good conversation, man. Right? According to the law and according to this truth and according to the doctrine that you have learned, man. Right? So you may enlighten other brothers, man. That is going off, man. Right? Even though the Most High is not a respecter of persons, right? It's a way to do things, man. It's a way to say things, man. It's a way to speak, right? Certain words, right? You know? You're supposed to not let evil communication come out of your mouth. It's not what goes into a man that defile a man. It's what comes out of the mouth of a man that defile a man, man. All right? So, hey, I would just want to leave y'all with this lesson. You know, I hope this lesson was edifying. And for the hopefully elect that's out here listening and the ones that's, that's tuning in right now, hey, be mindful. Because everything that you say out of your mouth shall be given account in the day of judgment, man. So, hey, I hope this lesson was edifying. This is an Anban Yasha Allah checking in. Till the next time, I say shalom.